Another major change to the mechanics of how wild shape works is you now have shapes known and known forms that increase as you level, meaning you'll know a set amount of forms that you can change into for your beast form, and those will increase as you level up. But it's kind of like preparing spells. So now you can't just change into any form that falls under the challenge rating that your level associates with. It is now limited to a certain amount of forms that you then will choose and prepare as if they were spells. So it used to be that the level of beast you transformed into was determined by your challenge rating, and it also was like no fly speed, then you'll get a fly and swim speed later on. That's basically the same, except there's no swim speed restriction anymore in earlier levels. So to give you an idea of what that will look like, you get 4 known forms at level 2, 6 at level 4, 8 at level 8. You can switch out these forms every long rest with another eligible form. So it very much is like preparing spells, but the good thing is you do get to change them every single long rest. So you'll have an idea. You're like, okay, I'll bring these 6 beasts with me into combat, and hopefully one of them will work. But it does severely limit the amount of forms you can change into, which I do think overall is a better way to do it. I don't know. Okay, this is again one of those things. They made it simpler and easier to use, because imagine we have all played at either as a druid ourselves or with someone who's new to being a druid, and it comes time for it to be your turn. You want to use beast form. You don't know what beast to turn into. Then you're flipping through the monster manual. Then you're like, what's going to work best? What's going to work best? Hold on. What's their stat block? I don't know if I want to blah, blah, blah. And it like severely slows down gameplay and action, all that kind of stuff. And now it makes it simpler because it's like a prepared spell list. You can make little cards. You can be like, here are my 4 known forms. It's either going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4. I know these stat blocks pretty well. You can just jump right into it. But
exactly.
But then you get less these.
Another case of simplifying it and kind of reducing flavor, I suppose.
Yeah,
you do have less options, but I think that simplicity is better for efficiency. And like you said, for new people playing druids, to just have these are the shapes that I know, being able to pick out of them and not having to choose from every animal ever that is within a certain challenge rating. Because I think that's where it was more complex, is having to look up the challenge rating for each of those animal options in order to be eligible.
That's true. And I think it does. You're right. The challenge rating thing could get a little bit confusing, and it could make it even slower, make it even clunkier. But I do, again, this is something that's going to come up a lot, so we're going to comment on it a lot. It simplifies it, but at what cost? But at what cost? It will be way easier and more efficient. But yeah, some of us love the cost. But maybe this is probably one of those things too that can be DM specific. If they allow you to choose more forms, whatever, or they want to be a big stickler about it. But